What's good, guys? What it do, man? Prince Sports here, and want to talk to you about none other than the Lakers and LeBron James. And this is that game against the Kings is a perfect example of why I keep telling you LeBron James is not only the king of stat padding, but he's also a guy that doesn't care about winning as much. He don't have that drive to want to win. He just wants to look good on the court and have stats. Lakers had full control of this game. There's no reason why they should have lost this game. All right? They were playing good team basketball until everybody went into stat padding mode, particularly LeBron James. Okay? So, or unless they was just going to let this game be a blowout and let LeBron James still stay in the game for God knows how many more minutes just to pad his stats to get to a certain amount of number. So he seems hell-bent on, I got to score 30 a game. And these 30 points a game are not within the flow of the game. It's not organic. It's stat padding. Okay, I don't know how could you not see this, man. This guy is just 100% a stat padder. He only care about stats. But you flunkies, you Shannon Sharp, Nick Wright, and all you dumbass YouTubers that love and slurp LeBron James make excuses after excuses why there's injuries or look at his numbers, man. He's doing everything. No, he's not. He's not even playing winning basketball. You got Malik Monk out there getting 20 a game a couple of times. And you know he ain't about that life. He's stat padding as well. You know, half that whole team is stat padding. And all they care about is their numbers. You know, if I'm Carmelo Anthony, you made this promise to, I want to sacrifice because I was a stat padder. Carmelo Anthony was another guy that cared about stats. That's well documented. But he sacrificed his game to try to win the championship. But at this point, you might as well continue to stat pad yourself because none of these guys on the team care about winning. All they care about is putting up their numbers. You know, LeBron James being the number one option is a recipe for disaster because he's not a closer like that. He's not a guy that you want to be your primary scorer. He's supposed to be an all-around player playing all-around basketball. Ripping your heart out your throat. Ripping out your heart out your chest. That's Michael Jordan's job. That's Kobe Bryant's job. LeBron James not good at that. That's not your specialty, man. You know, you're not a scorer like that. So in order for you to get these numbers, you got to hold on to the ball for a long time and you got to stat pad. It's just simple as that, man. But I don't understand how you guys continue to make excuses for a guy that's just looking for numbers. All he care about is numbers. You know, he's a king of stat padding. You know, Walt Chamberlain was a guy that put up historic numbers, you know, but Walt Chamberlain tried to win, okay? He was trying to go out there and win. He was doing everything in his power to try to go out there and win. You don't get that sense with LeBron James. I'm not saying Walt wasn't a stat padder a couple of times, you know. He got, you know, a little trigger happy with shooting the ball sometimes, but it's not like this. It's not like how LeBron James is doing. You could tell that this guy is just playing for numbers. All these bogus numbers that mean absolutely nothing. You could tell you're putting up empty numbers when your team is barely above 500 and you're not even in the top 3 for the best teams in the league, okay? So if you're putting up those numbers like you're supposed to, and in winning format, you're supposed to be doing what Steph is doing. Simple as that, you know? If you're a fan of the Lakers, you should be utterly disgusted with the Lakers, you know? And I'm actually glad that that happens because you know what? You wanted this guy on your team, you got LeBron James, so you got that poison. Anytime LeBron James comes to a franchise, yeah, you might win one championship, but at what cost? At what cost? All your teammates get dragged under the mud, all right? They get talked about from top to bottom of how bad they are and they all-time greats. You know, the only time the Lakers won the championship was when you made AD the number one primary scorer and LeBron was just number one in assists. That shows that you need to fall back. But how could Anthony Davis even be your number one guy anymore? Well, all LeBron care about is getting his numbers. He's trying to catch Carmelo. He's trying to catch Kareem. All he cares about is numbers. You know, not playing with a desire to win. You know, Kobe may shot the ball 1,000 times, you know, but Kobe cared less about stats. He cared less about his field goal percentage. He could have stat padded and had a 50% field goal percentage if he wanted to, but he would have won less because he would have been worried about stats more. And you know what? He just went for the gusto. He was a guy that wanted to win. Can't say the same for LeBron James and the Lakers. I'm glad the super team era is coming to a closure. Yes. Prince Sports out. Peace.